You think your dog just likes people. But that's not what's happening. Right now, inside your home, there is a system running in your dog's brain that is quietly evaluating every human they meet. And the scary part is, most of the time, they're right. Let me show you something. A researcher in Kyoto points at a container. The dog looks at her, looks at the container, and runs straight to it. Food inside. Perfect. Second round. She points again, different container. The dog runs. Empty. Nothing there. Now something changes. Third round. She points again. There is food this time. The dog looks at her, looks at the container, and doesn't move. No hesitation. No confusion. Just refusal. 34 dogs went through this test. Not most of them. Every single one made the same decision. And that moment right there? That's not instinct. That's judgment. But not the kind you think. Because your dog isn't psychic. They're not reading energy. They're not sensing good vibes or bad vibes. What they're doing is far more precise. You've seen this before. Someone walks into your house, and your dog does something subtle. They don't bark. They don't react aggressively. They just pause, watch, stay a little closer to you, and something in your gut goes, yeah, something feels off. That feeling? It's not magic. It's data, and your dog is processing it faster than you ever could. So what's actually happening? In the first 2 seconds of meeting someone, your dog is running a multi-layered assessment. Not one signal, multiple, at the same time. First, movement. Dogs don't focus on faces the way we do. They read bodies, the way someone walks, the tension in their hands, the direction of their movement. Direct approach, curved approach, relaxed or rigid. To you, it's nothing. To your dog, it's everything. Second, scent. Your dog's nose is detecting chemical changes in the human body. Stress, fear, aggression. All of it releases compounds your dog can pick up instantly. They're not guessing. They're reading biology in real time. And then comes the part most people completely miss. They watch you, your tone, your posture, your micro-reactions. Your dog has studied you for years. So when something in your behavior shifts, even slightly, they notice, and they log it. Now combine all three: movement, scent, social observation, and suddenly, your dog doesn't look like it's guessing anymore. It looks like it knows. Now back to Kyoto. In 2015, researcher Akiko Takaoka tested something specific. Do dogs blindly trust humans? Or do they evaluate them? You already know what happened. One lie. That's all it took. One broken signal. And the dog stopped trusting that person completely. But here's the detail that changes everything. When a new person walked in and pointed, the dog followed immediately. So the dog didn't lose trust in humans. They lost trust in that human. That's not confusion. That's selective judgment. John Bradshaw, a leading researcher, explained why this matters. Dogs crave predictability. When someone becomes inconsistent, it doesn't just confuse them, it stresses them. So your dog isn't thinking, this is a bad person. They're thinking, this person is unsafe to rely on. And that's a much more powerful filter. But it goes deeper. Another study. Same university. Different question. What happens when someone is rude? Not to the dog, but to you? In the experiment, a dog watches its owner struggle. A stranger is asked for help. In one version, they help. In another, they refuse, ignore, turn away. After that, both people offer the dog food. Same food, same moment, no pressure. And the result? When someone refused to help the owner, the dog refused the food. Let that sink in. The dog gave up a reward, just to avoid someone who treated you badly. Not them. You. That's not instinct. That's evaluation. Researchers called it third-party judgment. And here's the twist. Dogs didn't reward kindness. They punished unkindness. Bad behavior mattered more than good behavior. Why? Because evolution doesn't care who's nice. It cares who's dangerous. Now one last piece. A study from Vienna tested something almost unbelievable. Can dogs tell the difference between someone who is wrong and someone who is lying? Same setup. A person points to the wrong place. But in one case, they know it's wrong. In the other, they genuinely don't. And the dogs reacted differently. When the person was lying, dogs ignored them. When the person was just mistaken, dogs followed. Same action, different intent, different response, which suggests something uncomfortable. Your dog might not just be reading behavior. They might be reading intention. Now I'm going to be honest with you. Not every study agrees. In 2025, another experiment found dogs didn't care when strangers acted selfishly toward other dogs. No reaction, no judgment. So what does that mean? Simple. Your dog doesn't care about strangers. They care about their world, their people, their environment. When it involves you, they pay attention. When it doesn't, they ignore it. Which brings us to something important. If your dog loves everyone, that's not a weakness. That's the default. Dogs start with trust. It takes something specific to break it. But when your dog, who loves everyone, suddenly pauses, backs off, refuses to engage, that's not random. That's a flag. And you should treat it like one. Because your dog has been collecting data quietly for years. Watching, learning, refining. So when they finally make a negative call, it's usually not their first impression. It's their conclusion. Now go back to that moment in Kyoto. The dog looks at the human, looks at the container, and stays still. Not because it's confused, not because it's stubborn, but because it remembers. One experience, one broken signal. And that was enough. Your dog is doing this every day. Not magically, not emotionally, but through a system built over 10,000 years of living beside humans. A system designed for one purpose: to figure out who can be trusted and who can't. So next time your dog meets someone and pauses, don't ignore it. Watch closely, because in that quiet moment, your dog isn't reacting. They're deciding.